right, welcome back for another Instagram Live. Today, the conversations with our girl Samaiyah, aka Maya. It's gonna be a good one. Thank you, Bree, for joining. Look at you first. Hey, there's Maya. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, my brother. Thanks everyone for joining so quickly, so promptly. Piece of niche. Thanks for joining.
Hey.
Where is my girl? What's up?
Hey. I'm good. How are you?
I'm
I'm
good.
nervous.
I can tell. There's no need to be nervous. Let me actually turn off. Do not disturb. You nervous? Are you nervous often? You don't come across.
No, I'm not.
Exactly.
Once we get to talking, then I'll be good.
Let's get to breathing. Let's do a little quick. Let's just.
Yes. I do this with my sister all the time.
You guide me through it.
All right. So we're going to take a deep breath in and out.
Oh, you got the voice too? Come on.
In and out. The next one, make sure it's really deep. In through your nose and out. And my little sister, she'll always be like, can we do another one? And then I let her do another one. And then she goes to sleep.
I feel very refreshed. Did that help you as much as
Yes,
it
it
helped me?
did.
All right, cool. Y'all, so now y'all know some breathing exercises for those who were here early, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. So I usually start off with a spotlight on a Black business, and today I wanted to put that spotlight on. It's a Black-owned wedding venue, but it's more than just a wedding venue. They do like receptions, of course, rehearsal dinners, engagement parties, farewell brunches. Any event that's up to 150 people is called Maison de Vie, or no, actually it's Maison de Veau. I want to get that right because it's New Orleans style inspired, so they spell it Veau. Yeah, I think they're very affordably priced. I know that it's tough to find places. 'Cause they say it's a wedding or something related to a wedding, they gonna add that tax for you.
Yeah, I actually was just in a wedding as a groomswoman, and my best friend, he accidentally, he was supposed to send me the schedule, but he sent me the bill. And I was like, what is this? And their wedding was super small, but it was still costly. So I understand.
How many people were in the wedding?
Um, on his side and 5 on her side.
Mm.
And it was only people that they invited, but it was still costly.
And you said you were a groomswoman, not like bridesmaid. That's a
Right.
lot.
Exactly.
That means you locked in. You know what
I
I'm saying?
am.
Like, locked in.
Yes. And I was surprised he didn't pick his sister or one of his male friends. He picked me because I'm the one who them up together since college, been together. So, and been sound voice for him and been my little brother this whole entire time. So he was like, will you be my groomsman? And I was like, of course. I was like, can I wear a dress though? Because I'm a girl.
Right.
And he said, yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Give him a little shout out.
Vontae.
All right, that's what's up. Shout out to Vontae. That was live. So you've been to a few of these, so you kind of how they go.
Mm-hmm.
So I start off with an overview and kind of intro for people, and maybe you could tell by my smile that I really enjoy these. This is honestly IG Live one-on-one is for you to kind of about what you're about across those areas. But this is my favorite part before we get here. And just so you did reach out to some of your friends who commented and just told them that I just wanted to learn more about you. This is before we talked to you yesterday. So I was also just for more things. But just you have such a village and it's beautiful to see. So let me just start it off with your intro.
Okay.
So let's talk about what it means to become the woman you probably didn't always see growing up, because that's exactly what Samaiyah did. She was raised by her village. Her mom was a teen. Her aunt stepped in to co-parent, and she moved between two homes growing up. One powered by the single mom grit, and the other held together by hot oatmeal and faith. She carries both the resilience and the tenderness. As the eldest of six, she's been showing up since before she had the language for it, and she's never stopped. She's a proud daddy's girl who holds deep reverence for the way he moves. She leads with that same intention, loving hard, loving deeply, and loving without needing credit. One friend said, she gives grace even when people don't deserve it. She knows when to offer advice and when to just listen. She pushes people to be better than they thought they could be. And she does it all with that loud, contagious laugh you can't help but love.
Who's that?
Who said that? Nah, that's funny. Another put it this way: her love is quiet strength and loud joy at the same time. She's Austin's culture. She's a connector. She's a vibe curator. She's a woman who will start karaoke when nobody will and still be the one you want to call at 2 a.m. if your life's falling apart. She's a safe space and the spark. And yet, under all that energy and glow, there's still that quiet fear that so many Black women carry. Will someone love me the way I love everyone else? And to that, I think we all would say, absolutely. Because what she's looking for isn't shallow. She's done the work. She knows her attachment style, her triggers, her love languages. She's not chasing chaos anymore. She's choosing peace. She wants now is a secure, emotionally mature man who's not intimidated by her shine, someone who's ready to build. So if you're out there praying for someone beautiful, smart, emotionally present, faith aligned, and fun as hell, you might be praying for Samaiyah. And the best part about it is she's also been praying for you. Welcome to the show, Samaiyah. Don't make me get teary eyed. Dang, are we you crying?
But that was very sweet.
It's real though. Like
I'm so happy that like a tribe likes me and they love me and they pour into
they
me.
do. They see you. Like it's been so much love that's just been poured in. I said, like I told you, that was one of my favorite parts, and it's because I get to understand you not just through the questionnaire, but also just through the people that are supportive of you. And like it just gave me such a clear, real picture of like who I'm matching and who's gonna be able to be matched with you. So yeah, shout out to you for just being a dope individual, and shout out to your people, shout out to your tribe, shout out to your community, shout out to dad, shout out to mom, shout out to aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Period.
yeah, absolutely, cool. So
That's beautiful. Thank you.
so we can jump into it, or if you had anything you wanted to share just about the process in general, you don't have to. I'm happy to jump into the first area, which is emotional intelligence, but I wanted to just defer to you.
Okay, I just want to start this off by my nails are not done because I have a pottery class on Sunday and I have to take them off. So let's just start there. Don't come for me because they be done.
Nobody even saw that.
I see it. And I
Now
talk with
we
my
see.
hands.
Yeah, all right. So we need to update anybody halfway through. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. We can talk about that. They join late
I have a
because we don't
pouch.
need nobody coming for her. Okay? Hey, because I'll come back for you. Okay, exactly. All right. So now, why don't we jump into it?
Okay.
So we're gonna start off with emotional intelligence. So I asked you to pick 1 through 10. What's your level of emotional availability? You put 8 out of 10. I saw that you've learned not to ignore red flags. You no longer like try to avoid conflict altogether. Now you address it early. And your biggest fear, you said, was just being cheated on again. My take after that was you're an emotionally mature person, but you're still unlearning defense mode, and you lead with love. But when you're triggered, it shows. And it's almost like recently something clicked. I know you're reading Attached, but like for me, it was like maybe something clicked and you finally started to believe that like the red flags weren't yours to heal. How like does that feel?
That
Or
is very true. Like, I am no longer, I feel like because I'm the eldest of six, I was always in a position to take care of people.
Mhm.
And like, that was my role since birth. So I think in my relationships, I looked for that as well, like fix people's problems or figure out how I could help them. But now I'm in a space where like I want us to both be like in a good space to where when we start off, like no one needs help. Like we're both equally yoked. And if a problem comes along eventually, like we'll be able to help each other, but it's not just one person like keep pouring again until they're dry. So
Because you can do that.
yeah,
You
no,
continue to pour,
yeah,
but let's try to find someone who's pouring back and who's
exactly.
refilling.
Like I'm a flower. I deserve to be watered too.
Absolutely, you are. So let's talk about some of the questions I had for you, right? Should
Okay.
I ask some challenging questions or easy questions?
Well, let's okay. I like a challenge,
I
but like starting off. So like
Sorry, no, we ease it. Right, I
let's
like
ease
that.
into it.
So let's start off with like one. And before I do this, y'all, like if you're joining and you have any questions, feel free to just hit that questions button, submit it, and then we can try to put it into our conversation. But like please don't play games and say nothing that's crazy. Like, it's not what this space is about. This is a space for us to connect, and let's just make sure the questions are mature. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it. But if it's real, say it. But anyway, so my first question, since we're easing into it, is what's the one red flag you'll never ignore again?
I will never ignore if I catch you like in a white lie. A small
Ooh,
lie turns into a big lie. And a small lie immediately, like the rip, is such a red flag because you don't know me to lie to me. So
so like, who are you
eventually,
lying to? Like, you or yourself?
exactly.
Yeah,
What are we lying about? And
right.
then
Ooh, I like
eventually
that.
you forget about that lie, and then it comes back later on, and it's like, oh, what else have you been lying about?
Mm.
Those
And it could
white
be
lies.
like smallest lie, like I hooped on varsity in high school. So,
It could be very small, but it shows me that you can lie to me like early on, and you'll lie to me about
mm.
anything.
So that's just one thing where you're like, look,
Yeah, just tell me the truth.
okay.
Yes. So if your last relationship was 3 months ago and you told me it was a year ago, you're chalked. Because why did you lie to me?
Why did you have to like? What
You
is
didn't
that?
have
Like
to
now
lie.
you want to
And
like,
now I want to
yeah,
dig. I want to figure out why you lying.
absolutely.
And then that's what triggers like the anxious attachment style is because you lied to me. And now I came in this situation secure, I'm ready. And then all of a sudden I start to see little cracks and I'm like, oh, now I got to check. I got to figure out, I got to dig. And I'm a detective and my girls are a detective. So like, we're like a whole team. We're going to figure it out.
I believe you. You're in tech, like I'm not
Yes.
playing with you. The
Please don't.
tools and systems you have at your disposal, we
Okay,
good.
I work for the big M, the platform we on.
Come on. Hey, man, look, y'all heard that, right? Don't play with her.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a little bit more challenging one.
okay.
When you
She
say
said
you've
put
done
it in Facebook.
exactly, it is though. When you say you've done the work, what does emotional safety look like from a man now?
Emotional safety from a man. It looks like it feel well, I want to say what it feels like. It feels like I can relax. Like when
Mm,
I'm around you, I'm not tense and I'm not trying to figure out like if you have any like ill intentions or if you're like here. But for me, it feels like I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. It comes like how I am with my girl, where I just get to be myself.
mm,
But any situation where I feel like I have to like my guard up or calm myself back is like not an environment that I want to be in. So
mm,
that's part of what the emotional safety feels like. But what it looks like, I could say like in the past, what it's looked like is someone validating my feelings and not trying to like build a bridge and get over them. So if I bring up like smallest thing, you're not diminishing it and like you're addressing it. That's one thing that I noticed. But also like chivalry, so like opening up the doors, even though that's people would say that's bare minimum, but it's not. I think that's subjective. Like some people don't require that, but I love when men do that. And my dad does that for my mom, and she did it for me. So it's like when they open up the car doors and like they position you on the sidewalk and make sure, because I'll purposely walk on the other side, trying to see
like a
if they're
little
gonna shift
test,
me over. Yeah, I'm trying
and
to
you
see if
kind
they're
of
gonna.
judging him if he don't move you out the way a little
Oh,
bit. Like,
for sure. It's noted. Or
okay.
like men like towards I guess they say I'm sitting towards the door. I need to watch and see if anything happening. Like things to make you feel safe when you're in their presence allows me to like feel more comfortable and safe and relax.
That's a perfect answer. That was so clear. Like, okay, the one thing I asked you, like, if he didn't do that initially, like, if he doesn't do that naturally, is that a red flag? Or, like, could you tell him, could he be coachable to say, like, your dad didn't teach you to do this, but my dad did this with my mom, and here's something I would like you to do. Like, is it the same, or is there, like, is it just not as, I don't know, like, do you lose some attraction if you have to coach him with how to handle you?
My previous therapist, the way that she got me to understand like was
Mhm.
that she viewed me as Samaiyah as a country, right? So I'm a country, and then the
Well, I
guy
like
that you're
that. It's
dating.
kind of like a little cool little country too. Like I want to go to Samaiyah.
Exactly. Samaiyah is fun, okay? We
Yeah,
have some rules here and some guidelines, but you're gonna have a blast.
yeah.
And then whoever you're dating is a country. And say that Samaiyah, you moved to Mexico and you were there for a month, would you be able to learn Spanish in a month? And then if you were there for 3 months, you know some things, but would you be fluent?
It's so
And
good.
then in 6 months, you would really know some things, but would you still be able to speak Spanish fluently? And so that's what I try to keep in the back of my mind when I'm dating, because I do understand that like all women are different. I'm a Southern woman, so like it's completely different than somebody you're dating from the North. I'm gonna handle you a little bit differently. I'm probably gonna handle you a little bit more kinder, more gentler, and you need to handle me with a different type of care. So I try to teach, but I also want to see what you're going to do before I tell you what I need you to do.
So good. Because like each country, there's usually like its own language and dialect, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to another country, you're like another language, and you could think of it as like language. So that's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's talk about number two. So it's 9 compatibility areas. The first was emotional intelligence. We just talked about it. The second is communication and conflict. All right, so you no longer stockpile issues, right? Okay.
So I am in a, we gonna dress it right then and there. Seriously, I will write. Sometimes like, I remember in the beginning when I was having trouble with communicating how I was feeling, I would write it in my notes app and share it with the person. And then be like, can we talk about this?
That's
And
so
then
good.
like sometimes I couldn't look at them because I was so nervous that they were gonna diminish me or like take my concerns seriously, until I met someone who actually did, and he was like, you don't need to do all of that. Like we can sit down, we can talk, we can do this, and I'm always gonna address your feelings. And I was like, oh, I love this. So after that experience, I really have been able to advocate and communicate how I feel. And I'm genuinely like this. I'm like this until I feel like you have like heard it or you try it and you're like just doing what I want you to do or listening to what I want you to do just to satisfy me, and then you continue to do the same thing, they're gonna see a
Well,
different
here,
side.
damn.
Yeah, I don't. Oh well, can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
I don't like a here nigga damn. I
Here,
don't like
nigga,
that.
damn.
I don't like
Right,
a
yeah.
here you go. Dang, you asking for too much. Oh, I'm asking for too much. You can
Right.
go.
Let's move away from the here, nigga, damn
Yes.
mentality. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Let's put some intentionality
Some
behind it,
effort.
some
Yes.
effort. Yeah, love that. Okay. You're no longer stockpiling issues. You've defended it, so I believe it. Yep. Okay. You're still working on not hitting below the belt.
I'm my daddy's child, but I have my mother's mouth. Both of my mother's mouths, okay? I got their mouths. I know me and my sister both talk about this all the time. That is something that like we are still working on, hitting below the belt once we feel like disrespected. Because it's like, why are you playing with me?
Absolutely. And you know what? Women, y'all are just so cold with it too, because it's like sometimes don't know what they would hit below the belt with in the argument. Women, however, y'all had that shit just like in the cut, like in the
Yes.
tuck. Like, I
Yes.
can't wait to tell you this. If
I've
you
been
say
waiting,
something to me,
actually, I've been holding this back.
I've been
but
waiting to tell you
but
something.
I've really been working on it. I do work on it until I try not to be people's karmas anymore. I used to like feel like I
So you
don't
just
need
don't,
it.
no, hold on. So you just gonna drop that like that? Okay, so you trying to be people's karmas anymore?
Yes.
More.
I try not to feel like I need to see like get back. I feel like life is gonna and eventually get back at you. Like I've had people tell me, or like these people that I've dated or talked to, I just left them where they were, and they were like, ever since we stopped dating, my life went to hell. I literally had somebody just tell me this, and I was like, I'm not going to smile, but yeah, your life should have, because you didn't do me right.
Ooh, let
But
that be a lesson to y'all.
like,
I know y'all can already see
I'm one
how
of God's, like, okay,
I can see it. And I think people see it. Your friends see it, and it's like your favorite. You have this glow. Look at you glowing.
thank you.
It oozes through you. So I can say that for sure. Okay, let's get to the question though. Okay, for communication and conflict, I'll ask a positive one. So like something a man can say to you mid-sentence that will instantly disarm you.
He could, what he
Like you
could say,
going
like,
off.
I'm going off.
Yeah.
He could, like, give me one of those hugs. It's a suppressing hug. And, like give me a kiss on my forehead and be like, relax. Or, like, come here. Like, just, yes, it's okay.
We're
It's going
good.
to be okay. I hear you. I'm listening to you. And like it's validated me in that moment and like bringing me down, like only a nice hug, a kiss, and like just something that's gonna soothe me, and then we can start over again. But just being able to show me that you still love me even if we're arguing, like being able to show me that like you're still gonna be kind to me, and like you don't always have to match my energy.
Because that's the first, we always talk about like love, right?
Mhm.
But like it's so hard to see if there's unconditional love. You gotta wait for suffering or a tragedy or something major. But like those are the small moments where you can see if their love is unconditional. Like if we're in a little beef,
Yeah.
you're not gonna ask what I want on Uber Eats. Oh, so you
Exactly.
just not go, oh, okay. So you acting different over a
No,
little
I'm
mishap?
still gonna cook your dinner, but
Yeah.
am I gonna make your plate? No. The beer is in the fridge. You can get it yourself, but the dinner is
I
cooked.
made sure it's cold,
Okay.
but you
And
gonna have to get it.
no,
That's
it's never gonna be cold. You need to eat it while it's hot.
the beer. I thought you
Oh,
said the
the beer
beer.
is cold.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not warm. The
Yeah.
meal is hot. I'm not making it. I'm not gonna open that beer for you. You can go and get it. And I'm gonna ask you, is it good? And you better say yes. So
Are you a good cook?
I am.
I'm sure it's gonna be good then.
I'm fired. I'm the person who makes the macaroni and cheese. That's how
At Thanksgiving?
at everything.
Period.
And when I go back home, my brother is like, "Are you gonna come home for the holidays? Because I make the macaroni and cheese."
Right, like, are you gonna come home? Because like, I miss you, I miss your face, but also,
No, he will really just tell me, "I really miss the macaroni and cheese."
if you can't come, is there a way you can like
Can you just
send it?
tell me the recipe? Can you just not him? He'll be like, "Can you tell mom the recipe?" I'm like, "No, TJ, I cannot tell our mom how to make macaroni and cheese, and you
Right.
can't say nothing to her. You just gotta wait."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what comes. There's benefits of having you in places, okay? So I feel you on that. That's a huge
It
responsibility.
is.
Holiday mac and cheese, like, is pressure. Absolutely. We
It
got a
is.
chef in here right now, Chef Dom. Shout out to Chef Dom, amazing chef in Houston. But like, I feel like you might be chef level too. That's a lot of pressure.
It's good. So I learned from both of my moms. I asked them for
Mm.
their macaroni and cheese recipes. Then I made both. And then I started playing around with it and I was like, how can I make this my own? So then I did my own thing and then my family let me test it out on them. And then they were like, this is fire. Like, keep doing this. And so then from there, I just kept playing around with it and I perfected it. And then they were like, okay, you got Christmas, you got Thanksgiving. Yeah.
You in Austin, you right down the street. You saw Chef Dom. He said, we trying to find out.
Oh, we can have a cook off. Bree in here too. She cooks down. So we could really have a cook off. Me and Bree cook all the time.
All right, listen,
All the time.
how about I just be the judge?
Okay, you
Okay.
can be the judge.
All right. All right. So the third thing we're going to talk about is financial mindset. Okay. So you do well. You know what you make. I'm not going to put anybody money out here like that. And you said you wouldn't date significantly below what you make, but you also would date someone who makes less. Like, if he makes, so talk to me about that. Like, because I asked the question in a way, how much do you make? How much would you prefer your partner to make? And people can approach that question however they want to. They can say, ideally, I would like him to make 500,000. People could say, well, he can make 50,000. But like some people could say, oh, the same. Most women say the same or more. But I wanted to know, like, what did that question feel like for you in the moment, and what are your views on that?
I feel like that question felt like pressure because I think right now society is bringing women to like act a little bit less and to give people grace and chances and understanding and opportunity to like get to where they want to be in life. And I feel like if I can hear that you have ambition and I can see that you have the goals and I can see you knocking down the goals, then I'm okay with it not being where I'm at. Cause honestly, it's a blessing where I'm at. I did work hard, but like it's only 3% of Black people in tech. So it seems like it's very congested, but it's really not.
Mhm.
And so that's why I can like be like, okay, you don't have to make what I make, but I would want you to be a little close, and I want you to have some ambition, so I know that we can be on the same level eventually.
You know what? Let me just say that I love that you're in tech recruiting.
Well, thank
Just
you.
like I think we need more people like you in that position, fighting for people in battles they don't even know that they need to be fought in. Like as a recruiter, I'm sure you probably have access to things and information, right? That
Yeah.
some people want to take advantage of, or like tell you, oh, you can get more if you ask, or like, this person asked for this. So like it's just great to have your kinfolk and your skinfolk, right? In positions like that. Cause I can just tell just from knowing you in this short time that like you're gonna look out.
Oh
And
yes, that's
yeah.
why I got into recruiting in the first place. So like my parents, they had gave me the opportunity to do a gap year. And then at the end, the last 3 months, they were like, we need you to start researching careers. And then we need you to go on LinkedIn and set up coffee chats with different people that you meet and like test and try to see what their careers are about. And then we need you to go to career fairs. They were just setting up different things that they wanted me to do to
They let you
transition.
explore.
Yes. And so when I went to like the Atlanta, it was I think it's called the Atlanta Tech Village, and they host like networking events on the roof, and it was so many like young people, and they was getting to it, and they was talking about the money that they were making, the commissions that they were bringing in. I was like, I know I'm better than y'all. And I was like, and so I first got into, and I did really good. I did really great in educational recruiting, but I knew I always wanted to transition into tech because my dad's in tech, and he was always like, first and then transition, make that transition. So once I made the transition, I always, when it was Black people, Black women, Black men, I always used to tell them, you're leaving money on the table. And even my girls, like, they will come to me about like their offers and stuff, and I will tell them like, send it, like ask for more. And even if they say no, that's fine, but you need to get comfortable with asking for more, because Black women are the demographic that don't, we accept the offer at the first time. And the person who got me comfortable with that was my dad. Like, he pushed me to do that at all of my jobs, and I was always able to get like a little bit more, because if there's room in the budget and if they really want you, they're not going to take the job back. So the only thing they could say is no. Okay, they said no. That's fine.
Love that. Have you seen Sinners?
Yes, I love
Remember
Samaiyah.
that?
That scene where he told the little girl, that's me all
I
the
love
time.
that. I love that. They stealing from your truck.
And he shot them, not both of them, for the principle of it.
I know. Hey, principal. Okay. So yeah, on paper you're a provider, but like in the home, like, you want partnership. Like, I can tell, and it's like you don't want the pressure to be the sole provider by any means. Like, you want someone who's aligned, but as you mentioned and you said, right, like if that person makes less, but you can see the work ethic, you can see he's vocal about his goal and what he's trying to accomplish, and you can make sense of it, then it's like that's no problem at all.
Right.
So can you tell the difference between a man who's building and one who's just broke? I wrote that, but that seems like I don't know if that's a good question, because like you just said that. You just said,
Yeah.
so okay. So then the other one I had was, would you hold a man down financially if he was in between wins, but emotionally stable? And I feel like you answered that.
It wouldn't just be any man, it had to be my man. But I think that also the holding down part also depends on like how that person faces adversity, because a lot of the times, or what I've experienced and what I've seen in the past, is when women do try to like step in and help in that arena, the man's ego is kind of destroyed. Less he's appreciative that you're there, but like he's upset that he even like had to ask you for help, or that you see him in that position. And so I would need to see how that person faces adversity, because sometimes people can become mean, they can become resentful. How do you deal with your problems? Like, in a healthy way, do you turn to alcohol, or are you going to turn to your pastor? Like, are you going to turn towards like devices, or are you going to like go to your therapist and talk it out and work it out and go work out and do the healthy things? For me, I feel like I haven't really seen men do the healthy things. I've seen, when they face adversity, them do like the complete opposite. And it's hard for somebody to like hold you down when you're like being mean to them, or like you are withholding love, or like you are cheating. So I think it would just depend on that man. And if he's like, I would need to see how he's facing adversity in order for me to see if I would hold him down.
That's fair. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. All right. So number 4 is relationship goals. So this is 4 out of 9. So you're dating with intention. You want kids, but like in a few years. You might live together before marriage. That's not something you're completely against.
Right.
And you're open to long distance if that trust is high. So, my note was, you want real connection, not like other long almost, right? Like, you're not here to teach someone how to love her. But you need to show up ready. Like, it seemed like you want someone ready. Like, I was going to ask about that earlier, but I was like, That's fine to want someone ready. Like, I feel like you've done enough work to be able to want someone who's done the work too.
Yeah, that's what I want. I feel like I'm meeting a lot of people who are like in the middle of the work. And in the past, I felt like that was okay. But a lot of the times when you meet men in the middle of the work, they want you to wait on them. And I'm not waiting on you. So what are we doing?
So you'll leave chemistry
Yes.
if
Because
there's
that
no
turns into a situationship. And then I'm like waiting for you to get to where you want to be. And like, how do you ever know where you want to be? And then also, my dad always said that, like, if a man wants you, he'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my dad was like, when he got my parents, they got married. So my parents are, I think my daddy's actually, he's turning 47 tomorrow. And I think my mom's 46. And then my other mom just turned 50. So I have young parents. But my parents got married at 24 and 23. And so my dad was just like, they both was broke, but they like loved each other. They both like was in the military. My dad was a hot boy. My mom was a hot girl. Like on her thigh, she has a dog, a black pit bull, and it's chained to a leash, and it's a small leash. And underneath it says black men. And that was her conversation starters. My girl was a hot girl, okay?
Black man was the dog or the leash, or like
No, black men was the dog. She keeps black men on a short leash. Yes.
interesting. What? Okay, so your dad probably thought it was funny though.
Yes, he
He's
did.
like,
Cause my dad
you never met this black man. He probably said,
exactly, yes. And my dad is like, it was back in the 90s. East was popping, so my dad has deep, dark skin, always cut fresh waves. Like my dad was fly, my mom was fly, and so they both had their match within each other. So that was cool to like go and see and witness.
okay, love that. So like you said that you would walk away from chemistry if he wasn't ready, but like would you accept someone you didn't have a spark with if he was ready?
Well, how would I know if there was no spark?
You're reading attached. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Oh,
say,
if everything, if all the signs are like, okay.
just something to think about.
That is, because like, does that mean I don't find them attractive?
Or maybe they
We
just
not.
don't have that sense of they just don't have that spark. You feel like it's this spark that's missing, but they have everything. You said it, and they're healthy.
I would probably have to do that. Would be a slow burn because I'm
You're a
bad.
slow burn.
Okay, I could do a slow burn.
I love that. Okay, good to know. Cool. So let's talk about number 5 out of 9, faith and values. All right. So actively practicing Christian and non-denominational, and you said that you want someone who's pro-black, politically aligned, and spiritually grounded. So talk more about your faith and values and like how important it is for you to be able to pray with someone. I know you prayed with your ex, and there was betrayal there that y'all had to get through, and like it seems like now you use that as like your faith is like a filter now. You use it to filter who you are interested in talking to. So talk about your faith and maybe talk about who you would be willing to date based on their own faith.
I refound my relationship with God. I want to say, like, and that was when I was like starting to do the work on myself, and I was like fresh out of maybe like a year or two after I moved back to Atlanta, but I was fresh into my new apartment. And I was looking around myself and I was like, I don't have like the people I want around me. Like I never really I had a village, but because I moved around so much, I never really had like friends or like a good village or community or a circle. And I remember one time my dad told me like I had said something mean and he was like, you become the people that you hate the most. And I was like, ugh, why would you say that? But that like cut me because I was like the person that I did not like the most at that time. I didn't like that. And I didn't like because of the characteristics that she had at that time was just not something that I wanted for myself. And I looked at myself, I was like, I need to change this. And so that's when I started doing like self-development, going to this little journal that has in it. And it was different activations that you could do. So it would be different pages that would lead you to a different prompt. And then you would finish that journey and then you would go back and start another one. And that I got that for $5 at Five Below. So that was my first. And then I started like trying to figure out like a church that I wanted to go to. And I started like talking to God and I was telling God all of my secrets and I was telling him what I wanted for my life, how I always wanted like genuine, good friendships as far as like, and I will always tell him what type of man I wanted. Like, I wanted a leader. I wanted somebody who would love me, who doesn't want to dim my light. I was always like, I want somebody that's kind of like my dad. And I would just keep telling him this. And I started writing it down in my journals. And I was like looking at myself, well, how can I be a better person? Because I was mean. In that era, I was a little broken and I was a little mean, and I was like, I needed to heal a lot. So I did the work. I started going to church, and sometimes I didn't have to go to church. My church is online. I go to the Lifehouse. It's in Houston.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my church. That's what Pastor Keon is what really helped me like build my faith again. And like every time I come to Houston, I don't care how late I stay out that Saturday.
You're in church.
So my faith is very important because God has helped me through so much. Like, I've been laid off before. I've dealt with a lot of adversity. I've dealt with a lot of trauma. And for current therapist was like, for someone to face a lot of the things that you faced, you're not supposed to be like this. You know what I mean? She's like, you're still so kind and loving and you have so much love to give. And she was like, a lot of girls, they don't end up like this. They end up in different situations. And I'm always giving it to God because that's why I'm like this. Because my Nana prayed over me. My parents have prayed over me. And me and God, we're locked in. So for me, I need my man he doesn't have to go to church, but he needs to have a relationship with God. He needs to be able to have discernment. He needs to be able to like lead our household under God's umbrella. Like, don't want to wake up on Sunday and I got gospels playing and you telling me to turn it off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to be in there singing Kurt Franklin just as loud as I am. So
Right.
It's very important. And I definitely, whenever I hear somebody be like, oh, I'm agnostic, I'm like, oh, get away from me. And I'm also at the point where I don't want to have to teach you. Like, I want you to already have a foundation with God, because when people start to refine Christianity, they go into different realms. Sometimes they get very strict, and sometimes like want to undermine or try to undermine your faith. And I don't want nobody challenging me on my faith all the time. I can defend my faith, but I don't want to be in a relationship where I got to defend my faith.
I was going to ask you that. You talked about the floor of faith, so they need to have a relationship with God. But is there a ceiling? Like, is there any experience with someone who's like be too religious or just like more involved with like, there can be a lot of politics in church or just messiness, right? Like, do you have a ceiling too that you keep in mind as you're thinking about middle part that is someone who's compatible with you, right? They need to believe in God. But is there, hey, don't be in this area?
Yeah, I have two things. So me and my pastor, we have one-on-ones weekly, and we talk about everything. We pray and we read this book, Coming Out of Darkness book that we're reading. And she asked me, and Bree was here too. She asked me, how do you know that people see God when they talk to you or when they meet you? And so I was telling her that like I feel like people can look at me in the way that I'm kind, I'm loving, the way that I talk about God, the way that I show up for people, the way I pour into people, the way that I have a solid foundation and my values are very strong and my morals are very strong and they don't shake, they don't falter. Like I was like, so when people meet me, they feel a sense of safety because I'm genuinely a warm and open person.
You are.
And so I will want, and I told her, I was like, and it kind of gets weird when I tell people I'm a Christian, but I always feel like I have to pretext like I'm not that kind of Christian, because I feel like when people hear about Christianity, it gets so strict and and you're not supposed to do this, but like everybody is a sinner. And so it's like you're picking different sins to say that you can't do, but in the background, you're doing your own thing. And I tell people all the time, when I met God, I was broken. And when I refound my relationship with God, I was broken and I was doing all types of things. And he still loved me.
I was welcome.
Exactly. And he was loving, and he didn't punish me. The way that people use Christianity now, it's like a weapon. And I'm like, and I'm always the type of person, even one of my sisters, she went through a phase where she was atheist and then now she's a believer. But I used to always sprinkle to her that like the Christianity that people are throwing at you, that's not Christianity. That's not God. That's not Jesus. That's not love. One of the solid core principles of being a Christian is to give back, and it's love. And I was like, I always like to bring up that Jesus hung out with the degenerates. So in order to get to them, he had to hang around them. And so for people to always cast out like the different people that the degenerates that they don't like, that's not Christianity to me. So for me, like if I see that you are just like here than thou, it rubs me the wrong way because it feels very fake. Because what are you doing? You know what I mean? You're not free from sin.
Yeah, you're not perfect.
Yeah.
And you're not the judge.
Yeah, God is. How are you judging people
right
on his earth?
I love that you and your pastor do weekly one-on-ones too. Like that's dope. And you alluded to it. And the next section is around attachment style and love languages. And when we were talking yesterday, you said that there might be some real but difficult experiences that you had and wanted to be able to talk about that are related to your attachment style and how you like to receive love. And it's important for somebody to know about you if they're interested in dating you.
Right.
So just wanted to say that, man, this is a safe space, y'all. And like this may have this part of the conversation, if you've dealt with violence and that's not something you need to hear right now, or I hope you stay because I think that there's an amazing testimony here. But if you can't handle that, please go ahead. This is your trigger warning to maybe step away and just catch it later and just fast forward. But wanted to make sure I did that just in case the conversation went there as we were talking about attachment style and love languages.
Yeah. So I wanted to dig into this, and I tried to remove the shame and have the conversation immediately because I'm dealing with it in real time. I just never know how I'm going to feel. You know what I mean? August 4th is about to be a year, but somebody broke into my apartment and they attacked me and they tried to rape me. And I had to fight a 40-year-old, 250 pound like man off of me. And literally he broke in. And this is God too, because that same day, me and all my friends, we were on a boat. So we had been drinking all day and like we were exhausted. And so I'm asleep, and it could have been like I had girls in my guest room. So it really could have been anybody coming through the door, but like
didn't necessarily go off.
No,
yeah.
But it like woke up. I just popped up as he's coming through the door, like popped up, and it was like a monster. That's literally what it looked like because he was completely no clothes. He had a mask on, and so he literally broke in for that one thing, and I had to fight him off. And so I always try to talk about it because there is a little level of shame that I'm seeing that I have with it, because I do feel like I've been diagnosed with like PTSD, and I never had that before. And I have anxiety, and I never had that before. And I had seasonal depression, but like it was nothing like a trick to like go cook gear, you know what I mean? But like now the depression is like different. Now I'm on like antidepressants, and I've never had to use medication before. I've never been one of those people that was like, oh, I need all of these things. You know, I'm in like days of like, it's a lot going on because it's still ongoing. Like we're set to get a trial date next week. So I've been battling with lately, like therapist has been saying I can jump back into dating. I feel like I can jump back into dating. I want to jump back into dating because I was like, you know, I was supposed to be like trying to like find my love of my life and like sound like this is like time where like, I really want to focus on like lying. And I'm like, dang, I have this newfound trauma that I did not
Which
ask.
You didn't ask for.
I didn't ask for.
It's the last thing you wanted, but
the last thing. And I was in a new city by myself. My family's in Atlanta, and thank God, like that's why I say like this, the people and you like were around me like really are my village, because the women like they locked in when it came to me, and the men around me like they locked in and took care of me. And the people here in Austin, it was like we're all plopped here by ourselves, and so we found community within each other. But I was like, it taught me like I had to really like lean on people and trust people and be okay with like being at somebody's house and like so vulnerable and open and broken and like trusting that no one is gonna bring me harm because I'm in like a space. And so that's why, like I told you, like it would seem like me and Bree have been best friends, sisters forever, but we've only known each other for maybe going on 2 years. But like could never tell that because the way she took care of me was just heaven sent. It was really heaven sent. She really looked out for me, made sure I got out the house, made sure that I never felt like I needed to leave her place early on. But when it comes to what I'm dealing with, I need a lot more grace. You gotta patient with me. Don't be overly sexual. Don't like my cues. Let me be the person to tell you that I want to do this, or just I feel like just pay attention to like cues. You know what I mean? Like don't.
I saw something, and not to interrupt you because you going off, but it's like maybe it was Tiana Taylor. Handle me like I'm a glass of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like delicate. You know what I'm saying? Not like a water bottle where you toss it that joint. You know
Handle me like I'm a flower, like this flower, and you need to water it. Like so with me because I'm like I already even before this I always was like you need to handle me with care, but even after this, like you need to handle me with a little extra care because and you need to be patient. Don't rush me because the moment that you rush me, I'm not gonna feel safe. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're gonna like guard back up. So I
build towards that.
Yes.
Let's not try to jump there. Let's have some faith in each other that it's
we can get there.
they're gonna arrive. We're gonna land the plane, but like be too ants.
Listen, please be too antsy. And I just feel like it was this. I was talking about the difference between dating in Austin and dating in Atlanta, and not for nothing, like women in Atlanta, like where men in Atlanta are everywhere. So like it comes a dime a dozen, but like men there like to date, they know how to date, and because women come really fast, like not pressed. You know what I mean? I be like, don't be pressed. Just wouldn't you want it to like melt in your hand versus it just being a here nigga damn.
Right. Yeah. I got you. So like how does that show love when I asked you to rank your love languages, right? Like physical touch and quality time was high up there with how you show it.
Yes.
And like has that always been the case with what happened? Did that like change how you love or show love or want to receive it? Or like was it more so just like a variant of like, okay, you still love physical touch, it's just like that shit just needs to happen gradually, bro.
Yeah. I think I still enjoy physical touch. It does definitely. It needs to happen on my time. Like don't rush me on the first or second date. And then don't think just because it's the third date that I need to be, touchy-feely. But like I feel safe, then you will know it because I'm gonna be you drive, I'm rub your waves. Like I'm gonna want to hold hands and things like that. But I have to feel safe. And it's like a gut feeling that I have when I know that I feel safe because there's different things that you have done to make me feel safe. There's different things that you have listened to and that you understand. You have an understanding to make me feel safe. And so once I feel safe, but my whole thing is if you're rushing it too early, it's gonna be a hard no. I really have no problem with checking a man and being like, you don't know me like that to touch me like that.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like we get into a little argument and you start acting different. And it's showing me, okay, maybe you don't have the capacity to love me unconditionally. So like have an indicator, like, all right, a little flag right there. And so with you, it's like we will definitely get there at a certain point. But right now, it's
why are you so thirsty?
Let's not jump the gun.
Yeah.
And then so that's your love languages. So then for attachment style, you were secure. So do you attract avoidance?
I do.
So
Trying not to. I'm doing the work. I don't know why they keep coming, but now I know the signs and what they say. I know what it looks like now. Before I didn't know what avoidance were, but now like oh I can hear it and then I can get the hell on.
I feel you.
Yes, but I would love to like attract secure attachment styles.
And I guess you said you were reading Attached, and my question was like something in that book, whether it's maybe a chapter or just like I don't know, just a thought that like you realize like that helped you realize, all right, this is not a me thing or this is not a him thing. This is something that's tied to this attachment style. Or was there something where you read it and you was like, oh, this is why I've been attracted to this type of man.
So I'm not finished yet because me and my therapist, we read it together to break it down.
Let's go.
So I'm not finished, but just learning about the styles in the beginning, I was like, and then taking the test and just seeing that I scored with secure and anxious.
Yep.
Yes. And I was like, this actually makes sense because when I was dating this person, I was up and down. And then I started trying to prove myself. And then I started trying to do this. And then it did, because I'm genuinely, I know in my last relationship, when it ended, I told him, I said, I was completely sure of myself. I know my side and out, and I came to you whole. And it's like you just chipped away at my confidence, and you kept on trying to humble me and diminish me. And I was like, and bit by bit, I became like this on edge, anxious person. And I'm like, and I know that that's not how I entered this relationship. I know how I entered this relationship because I did the work. And so to see the book validating that when you stay with somebody who is avoidant or who is anxious or who isn't secure or who doesn't know who they are or isn't healthy or not doing the work, this is the type of combustion you get. And I was like, because I know what I enter into relationships.
Right.
I know who I am. Why I feel crazy.
Right.
Yes.
And then you kicked it off by saying, I asked you what red flag did you like used to ignore that you won't ignore anymore. You were just like the little white lies. If it's early on, because that can lead you to be a little bit more anxious. So it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, you are really listening to yourself, doing the work. I love that. I love that you're very self-aware and you're like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like I can really hear it. I can hear it now and I can see it whenever I'm talking to somebody or I'm trying to get to know somebody. And then I'll be like, oh, this ain't gonna work for me right off bat. Because I'm like, I don't like, and I'm happy I know the things that they'll say or do or like to read the underlying of what they're trying to say, because the book really helped. I was dating somebody when I was starting the book and we had just ended. And I was like, had I read this book a week ago, had I read it faster, I would have saw what was about to happen. I would have been able to predict this. I would have known. But now I know I could do better. So
I just feel like nothing's ever wasted too, right? So maybe you would have read that without that experience and then it wouldn't have connected with you. It wouldn't have landed. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, oh my gosh.
yes.
Like, I literally just went through that, right?
Yes. Up, down. It was crazy. I was like, what is this? I called my girls. I'm starting to feel nuts. What is this? It's not supposed to feel like this. And they're like, no, it's not supposed to feel like that.
Right. They're anxious. So I think we got to avoid the avoiding. So then let's talk about deal breakers and boundaries, right? So no kids.
I'm done with that.
So what's your political alignment? You said, yo, if y'all not the same political alignment, there's no deal.
No. You need to be a liberal.
Liberal, got it. Okay.
Yeah, you need to have voted for Kamala. I need you to have voted for my rights as a woman. I need you to care about that type of stuff because I'm very passionate about my rights. I'm very passionate about knowing what's going on as far as politics. I educate myself. I go vote in my local elections. I try to understand, well, when I was in Atlanta, I did. And then I try to understand what exactly we're voting for. I'm on the board for this group called the Austin Area Urban League. And sometimes we'll go to the Capitol and we'll lobby for different bills to get passed. And we host different events we party with a purpose to integrate learning and partying to make it more tangible for young adults. So I need you to be just as passionate as I am about rights for people.
Just as passionate or understanding of your passion?
You could be understanding. Just don't stop me. Just don't if I'm outside and there's this homeless man that has a dog on the side of the street, and every day I always get him food or I give him water or I keep stuff in my car to give to the homeless people. Don't you tell me that person isn't homeless. I don't want to hear that. Don't you try to...
He can go to a shelter or something
exactly.
like that.
Don't you try to rain on my parade. Don't you try to rain on what I believe in. Don't you try to rain on the causes and initiatives that I care about. Don't be a hater.
Don't try to rein in my humanity.
Yes. If anything, I would want somebody to be like, that's beautiful. And then either are doing it themselves because they're like, I never thought about that to keep water in my car. or to keep different gift cards. Sometimes I'll get gift cards, I'll put money on them, and that'll be my tithing for the month. And I'll already call and activate them and give them to people, because sometimes they just need to go and get the stuff themselves. But even if it's just $10 or $15, it's either that or I keep canned goods that they can actually open because they need food, and those are non-perishables. So I would want somebody that sees that, didn't think about it, but was like, oh, that's beautiful. I want to either help you, or here, I brought some food for you to give to your people.
I know what you about. You like giving canned goods.
Yes.
Canned goods from this. Yes. I want you.
I brought you some canned goods. I brought you some snacks. I brought you some waters to keep in the back of your seat.
I love that. Cool. So they can't have a criminal record.
No.
Can't have poor hygiene, no long hair, no emotional detachment.
Yes.
What about white men?
No, absolutely not.
What about Latino, though, or Afro-Latino?
I've dated an Afro-Latino, and it was not for me. Because I feel like people say that Black men, they have a long way to go. But if you date outside your race, you see that Black men are actually trying, and there are some that are doing the work. Because the other races, they're not even trying. They don't even know what you're talking about. You bring it to their door. Therapy, what? He had such this, it's called macho-ness that they have. And even if they don't got a lot going on, you can't tell them nothing. You can't check them about nothing. They can be talked to, but they're not going to, who are you to try to talk to me like that? That's how they carry themselves. And it's
almost
really,
like with race, it was like the Southern strategy. Has you heard about that? Teaching poor whites that, yo, vote for this political party, because at the end of the day, we're going to tell you that you are better than those blacks. Whether I'm saying maybe all of these programs or all of these policies don't benefit you, but what we will do is give you the pride of knowing that you're better than them. And it sounds like that's what's happening with gender, though, right? Yeah. Someone can't tell you to pick some stuff up, you know what I'm saying? To do a little bit better. We like coaching. It just has to be loving, you know what I'm saying?
Even if like say it in a kind way, it didn't even matter. I talk like this for the most part, so unless I'm lit and then I'm loud. But can you do this? Can you make breakfast? Why do I need to make breakfast? I don't know how to cook. Well, can you try? Because I cook for you all the time, and I would like for you to learn. We could learn together. I could teach you. What do I look like being taught? And so then it's like, then you try to do it on your own, and you just made milk, bread, and eggs mixed together, and you expect me to eat that slop, and I'm not eating it, because all you have to do is be coachable and teachable, and you didn't want to because it was coming from a woman. So that was weird for me, because I was like,
they hit you with the here nigga down.
No, he definitely did. He was like, here, I made you breakfast, you're not gonna eat it? I was like, you didn't even look up a recipe. You just put some milk and eggs and bread. You messed over my groceries. I'm not eating it. I was like, if I made that for you, would you eat it? I would be thankful. No, you wouldn't.
That's cap. I will say this, and I'm not saying this in defense of my man, because that sounded kind of wild. That just sounded like hyper masculinity. I don't need to learn nothing else. What could you teach me?
Yeah.
But what I'm learning, what I'm seeing in the data, my framework that I'm thinking about is like, men want a signal, not a command, though. We want a signal, not a command. So I'm going to continue to build that thought out. But I think you want to.
What does that even look like? What's a signal? If you want me to give you a hint?
Yeah. You want to give us an idea of what will make you happy. But you cannot tell us to do the thing that's going to make you happy. You're going to run into a lot of frustration if you try the lab. With men, give us a signal. Man, French toast will make me really happy right now. And you leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? French toast will make me really happy right now. You cannot tell a man, go make me French toast.
No, not go make me French toast.
Okay, like, so that's all I'm saying. Signal command.
I'm just like, well, not saying that you need. I would like for you to cook for me sometime. Like for it to be like some.
Get that signal.
And then that's the thing. And I can teach you. And he's like, no. So then you make that nasty ass French toast and don't nobody eat it. You just wasting my groceries. And it was just like, you can be taught. Like, if you need to be coachable. I'm still coachable in my career. That's
so weird that he tried to make it. That's petty, actually. That's petty. If you're not going to do it, if you don't know how to make French toast, bro, that's what he was trying to make, French toast?
Yes. He didn't even look it up on his phone right there. It's playing music. There's no recipe. It's just vibe. Just put the milk. He didn't put no vanilla. Literally, it was The bread wasn't toasted. It was nasty. He literally just, it was mush. He wanted me to eat that. And I was
Did you eat
like,
it?
no. I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not eating that.
All right. So then let's talk about relationship roles. This kind of leads into it. All right. So you prefer co-leading, but you can follow someone who you respect. I can tell. And then you're open to follow a man who leads with character and clarity. You believe in balance, not submission for submission's sake, right? It's not going to
Because you
submit.
want me to. But
Right.
if you a leader and you doing what needs to be done, it's going to come naturally.
You have to feel like he earned the will.
Over time, because I feel like if you let a man lead you too early, he might lead you to hell, and you're not leading me nowhere. I need to trust you. I need to see the proof in the pudding. I need to see you accomplishing some goals. I need to see that your word holds weight, that your character is good, and then you can lead a little bit, and then
So
I'll let you lead a little bit more. I'll keep giving you.
that's the gradual
Yes.
commitment you need. So then what can a man do to build your trust in him for you to allow him to let you be led by him?
What can a man do? I need to see. So I do this thing. Oh, I'm about to give you the game.
Thank you. I love new game.
So within the first 30 to 60 days,
Oh
I'm
God.
talking to you about my goals, and you're talking to me about your goals. And within 30 to 60 days, I'm going to accomplish at least one of my goals. And I need to see that you weren't just talking about your goals. I need to see that you were putting work towards your goals and that you're either close to accomplishing that or you're doing the work to accomplishing that. Because a lot of people talk a lot, and I like to see the proof in the pudding. I like to see if you're actually going to do it, do what you say that you're going to do. And then bit by bit, once I see that you're actually like a man of your word, then I'll be like, I'll relax and I'll be like, I can trust you to do other things.
I like that. At first, when you said 30 to 60 days, I thought this was going to be some big type, but
No.
I like that. I feel like essentially you're just saying you don't know their track record, right? So
Right.
you're trying to establish historical data on how seriously they take themselves before you figure out how seriously you should take his ass. And
Exactly.
I think that that's fair.
Exactly.
So have you ever mistaken charisma or just a goal oriented person for, but say for instance, have you ever mistaken that for actually a good leader for you? Because you got people who can be super selfish and set goals, accomplish those goals, but they all self-centered goals, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like, is that a good leader for you, or is that just somebody who gets it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just something that you look at in addition to other things, but I wanted to ask.
I feel like I'm still learning the difference between just somebody that's super charismatic, between somebody who's actually goal oriented, because I'm attracted to charismatic men because that's how my dad is. But I'm also seeing that men who aren't like the center of attention still are, they getting shit done
They
too.
can be
And
secure.
and
It
they
may not be that
secure, they just
spark.
because
It
they
may not
laid
be
back.
that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so
But
I'm
gonna
like,
love you. It's gonna
yes.
be in the bedroom too. You'd be surprised, and it will be
Yeah.
gradual. It'll be the slow burn, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But it's not like this big spark, but
Yeah.
it's a slow burn. It's
Yes.
gradual.
Yes.
Like, so so that's cool. So that actually leads us into physical attraction, which is the last pillar. So strong preference for black men.
Yes. Black. I want my kids black. I don't care about complexion. I do not discriminate. I just want my kids to be black.
I got you. What about you don't discriminate? What about height? You know what I'm saying?
I just need you to be taller. I'm 5'3.5".
Oh, so
So
they got
I,
you 5'4". Cool.
oh, well,
Oh, you said taller than you in something in heels or taller than you. You know what I'm saying?
maybe 5'7". I don't really be knowing what height is. So
You said
yeah,
5'7",
5'7".
and they
Just we can be the same size in my heels, but I don't want to be the same size without the heels.
5'7", and you said you like them fit, but
Oh,
fit.
no, I don't. Listen, they can be fit, or they can be. Men don't like it when you call them thick. I just
No,
learned
we
that
don't.
they don't like that.
What you can say is dad bod, but don't call no man thick. Ain't nobody trying to Nah, bro.
It's
Hell
wide, but
no.
I'm trying to describe it. Well, somebody told me it's called brute. They got some weight on them, but you could tell they work out. But it's like, I don't know. It's called brute. That's what it is. Actress. So you can be like that.
It's crazy. Calling a man thick is insane.
Why?
We don't want to be called thick, but you did say you knew that. Okay, so don't be calling him thick, man.
Yeah, I know now, because I was like, I said it one time. What did you say to me?
But you called me what?
What are you trying to say? And I was like, they were like, no, it's called brute. Somebody said calling a man thick is insane. I didn't mean no harm. I was just trying to describe.
It's okay.
It's called brute, guys. It's called brute. But
you were saying, so basically, you just want him fit. He can have muscles. He doesn't have to be 0% body fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be that. No, I just like for you to have a good cadence in the gym and have that consistency. And being physical is a part of your life. It's a lifestyle for you. It's not like a challenge, because when I'm on my gym shit, I'm really on it. And I'm like,
I can see you got serious, right?
I don't want nobody being like, I remember one time I went on a stocky, robust.
Robust.
Okay, I thought stocky sounded, you would rather be called stocky than thick?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't call me thick. What? Don't no man want to be called thick. No man wants to be called thick, ever.
Okay. Stocky, robust.
Swole. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yes, swole. That's a good one.
Because it's swole, but it's under all the other stuff.
Swole. That's exactly. If you can picture swole, that's what I like.
Okay.
But I remember I asked this one dude, I was super into Orange Theory when I first started fitness, and I was like, oh, would you go to a class with me? And he was like, of course. I was like, hey, so Saturday, da 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 da. And then the time came, and I'm like, you coming? And he like, no. And I was like, oh, you a liar.
You serious about that?
You a liar?
Yeah. Why say yes in the moment?
Yeah, no, don't tell me what I want to hear. You need to do it.
But you know what? That's a good callback. I told you, men want a signal, not a command. If you give them a signal, they're less likely to give you something back that's false or performative, right? So if, let's say you at the club and you hit them with the signal, I'm available, you know what I'm saying? You know, what's up? If you got something to say to me, I'm here to hear it. I'm giving you a signal. The signal is a green light. A command is, so you're not going to take my number? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to buy me a drink? You know what I'm saying?
I'll never ask for no drink, but I will be like, if you talking to me for long enough and I'm like, you in my face, you're not going to ask me for my number?
And that's a command.
So I'm supposed to.
That's a command.
So
just signal. That's it. You got it down. You know how to signal. You got it down.
I be looking.
Leave it at that, because if you go past that signal and give someone a command, you may get someone acting very performative. Oh, I'll go. You want me to go? You made it very clear. I'll go. And then he's like, man, hell no. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the true sense.
Wait, you said you was gonna do it. Why are you saying now? You saying you ain't doing that shit? That's crazy.
That's why he probably felt like he was commanded to. Pressure felt like it was important for him to go. Versus at Morehouse, they were saying Morehouse holds this crown above your head. What they say?
They stand right next to you and be like, I like that. Right. I like candy.
Right. That's funny. What's the difference between Austin and Atlanta? You talked about it a little bit, but
it's so different.
Are you approached in Austin?
No, not at all. Me and my girls, we have flavors. We got chocolate right here. We got light skin, pretty. We have, and she's natural. She got freckles. She's so beautiful. And then we have a little caramel thing. We have flavors of Black women. Now, if we went out in Atlanta, like I just came back from home, I said, oh, I'm recharged. I'm back in the game. I already knew I wasn't ugly, but I really know I'm not ugly.
That's funny.
Austin, if you didn't have good self-esteem coming to Austin, I could see how somebody who grew up here could feel like ugly, I guess, as a Black woman, or not wanted here, because coming from Atlanta, where it's just home, it's just Black, it really is the Black Mecca. You walk out and it's just your people, and whenever you see white people, it's kind of, oh, okay, y'all still exist. Yeah, that's cute.
You welcome them into your space.
Literally, Black spaces, if a man is with a white woman in Atlanta, he found her. He dug somewhere, he went somewhere, and he scooped her up, and he found her. He wanted her. And whenever you see it, you're like, oh, that still exists. All right, do your thing. But it's not something that's Black men love Black women, period, in Atlanta. And when I came to Austin, I thought I was going to be here. I thought I was going to find my man, because I'm in tech and they in tech, and we was going, no. Then my best friend, she came to visit from Cleveland, and we're walking through the domain. I let it was 30, 40 minutes. before I just asked her. I was like, what do you notice? And she was like, y'all men don't like y'all here? And I was like, no, they don't. Every black man, every couple that we saw, it was a black man with a white woman, Latina, anything else but black. And even when we're out at our events and things like that, how we get treated, it feels disrespectful. I've never, in Atlanta, I can go out. I never had to go out budget. I would just, hey, I'm coming out. I got 2 girls. And I went out with lip gloss and my ID, literally. And when I went back home, that's what I did. Lip gloss and having the time of my life. In Austin, I was starting to look at my bank account and I was like, oh, it's expensive.
Okay, they charging you to get in. It's a cover. Oh, I see. Austin is deep. And so maybe it's like if you out in the bar and there is somebody with interest, you can smell that. You can sense it.
That's what you want it, but then you don't want that.
Come on, there's interest here. Come on.
I don't like feeling like that. Yeah. I like how men in Atlanta will approach you. And
do you feel like you have to give them a command? Or you just give them a signal, right? Because you don't want to give the command to the wrong guy. He's just going to give you mixed messages.
You're right.
So someone said, seriously, I went home to Atlanta and got complimented 1,000 times in a day versus here in Nashville. I'm lucky to be spoken to. Damn. Sorry. So send them my way. We'll find someone for them. But that's interesting. Hey, well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's talk about your other preferences, though. So smiles matter. You said teeth better be there. They can't have no miss.
And I only became particular about teeth when I moved to Austin because men are missing their front teeth. And I've never seen anything like it before. I've never seen people missing this tooth and just still outside kicking it. They outside partying every weekend with this tooth missing. They have designer on.
It's the same tooth. The same missing tooth.
Yes.
And then you wrote something. You said bottom teeth. Can you explain?
I tried to date outside of black men. I tried to date African men, and I'm not trying to be. I'm not. This is wild. Let's say this because this is my truth. This is my truth. The top teeth bamboozle me, and then when you're talking to them, you see the bottom teeth, and they were brown, and so they didn't have any fluoride in their water growing up, and they're like a sailor's mouth at the bottom. And I don't understand how it can get like that. And I can only think that maybe there just wasn't any fluoride. And so they only take care of the top teeth. But anyways, I just
can't. Why not? Why wouldn't the top?
Why
like,
the
you
top?
Think they just brushing the top?
Maybe they only could afford to get the top done and the bottom was too expensive. So I tried to give grace, but I can't because then I'm just going to look at your teeth. Also, the plaque buildup. I don't like that. And I'm like, we all have benefits. So you see that and I see that. I don't like that.
Oh, so these are the gainfully employed people who still have this?
Yes. These are people with great jobs.
With benefits?
Yes. I know they got benefits because I got benefits. I know where they work.
Maybe that's a European way of life.
Oh, that could be, honestly.
It's probably look at it. Did they grow up like cross?
Yes, they were like, they are African, but they did live in Europe. Wow.
It's European. It's less, because they feel like, shit, these are my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Americans are so consumed with image and cosmetic, and y'all are the ones with the problem. You know what I'm saying? My breath don't stink.
So that's the thing, his breath didn't stink, so I was confused because I could smell a cavity from a mile away.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
His breath didn't stink, so I knew it wasn't cavities on the front. I just didn't understand what it was. I really have a great nose. I can smell a cavity. I can smell a rotten tooth. I really can.
Oh my God. So stay away from Europeans. You know what I'm saying? But would you say you're picky or precise?
I don't think I'm picky. Am I precise? Probably precise. I don't think I'm picky.
I wrote you're not picky, you're precise. I just wanted to see if you was. Oh, look, we have Mason DeVoe here. So we gave y'all a shout out earlier as the Black Business Spotlight. So shout out to y'all. Hey, y'all. All right. So we talked about your preferences. Anything else that I missed? We got, he has to be fit. He has to be black. He has to be over 5'7". You like someone clean cut. Smiles matter.
I love a nice, clean, keep it clean. Don't come to me with the starter dreads.
No starter dreads. Yeah. You also said all the teeth got to be there. Yes. And the bottom row of teeth needs to be plaque free.
It can't have that buildup. If your back teeth is missing, that's your business because I can't see that.
Right.
But your front teeth need to be there.
Especially when you have benefits and you can do something about it.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. What makes a man attractive without saying a word?
The way he carries himself, he walks into a room and people want to talk to him, or the way that he treats women in the room. I had some coworkers, we didn't know each other, but the way that they didn't know us, but they protected the girls. You know what I mean? We all went out like the first time together and we were all lit. And we weren't attracted to anybody, but it was after seeing the way that they, hey, is Nisha over there? Grab her. She a wanderer. Like they learning us and make sure that the girls are good. And I like that. I like when I can see that a man wants to protect the people that's around him.
That's a good one. All right. See, that's all I have for physical attraction. I feel like, but let's talk about age. Okay, you're 31.
I am.
Have you dated older men? Much older? Or
Well, I went on a date recently with a 39-year-old, and that was different.
how so?
It was just the conversation, the jokes weren't landing. And I'm also one of those people, I'm not good at this. If it's not funny, I'm not gonna laugh. So
That's funny.
and then it was because he was older, he told me what we was gonna do versus asking me what we were interested, what we like to do. And it was more so what he was interested in doing. And he took me on a hike. And if you know me, I'm a girl. I'm really like, hey, I'll do this. Like, this is not my favorite. And I'm just trying to. We walked and we went to go pick up some fresh peaches because I like peaches. I was like, oh, this is cool. But then we had to walk to go hiking, and we were hiking. It was intense. And I'm just sweating. I'm fighting for my life. And he trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to fight for my life. It's
I'm
not
trying to
something
survive, my brother.
and then after, well, I think I deserve a smoothie after this. And he's like, you didn't do too much. I'm like, I'm sweating. This is not something I typically do.
I'm tired and hungry,
I'm
sir.
tired. The next day, I was so down bad. I needed a whole day to recuperate because it was hot out there. And he didn't want to do no breaks. I thought we was going to sit by the little waterfall. He didn't want to do none of that. He
Was
wanted
that
to
a
get.
first date?
Yes, it was terrible. I never talked to him again, actually. But it was more so I didn't like how he didn't ask what we wanted to do. It was more so like he told me. And then it was more so something that he wanted to do. Like it was, let's come together. And it kind of felt like a here nigga damn. Like he wanted to say,
Here, nigga,
yeah,
down here. This is what I was gonna do anyway. Come on.
yeah. It wasn't intentional. I didn't like that. And I'm like, you're 30. And I was like, dang, you're 39. I thought it would be like a little bit different. Like I thought it would be more grown. It was
Grown and sexy. Where's the sexy? It was
yeah,
just grown.
it was just
Just
real
grown.
grown.
It's funny. It's interesting. But do you want to be told what to do? Do you like being told what to do? If it's done intentionally, you know what I'm saying? Is that something you look for? Do you look for planners? Do you look for someone who, like, all right, now
I look for taking initiative, paying attention, or I love a good dinner because I'm really girly. So I love getting dressed and doing my hair, smelling good, all of the things, putting on heels. So I do like dinner, but I also like active days. Like we can go do something together to get a competitive, not bowling because you're not about to beat my ass on the first date, but
you're better at bowling. I'm trying to look at, you said a perfect date.
we could
You're not having to tell the other person what the perfect date should be. The person being able to listen and lead and actively plan a date, that's a start.
yeah.
Once that happens, anything that allows the both of us to get dressed, flirt, and talk, a date that's going so well, we end up spending the day together.
I love those. I haven't had one of those in a long time. Those are the perfect dates because you end up just being relaxed and getting to know the person. Like you want to genuinely be around them. You want to keep getting to know them. So like you are okay if the date started here and then you guys go here and then you guys do this. Having so much fun together and you get to getting to know each other and like more relaxed. That's how I know the date is going well. We start somewhere like you want to go do something else.
All right. Well, look, I feel like I have a very solid picture of you, but before we end it, I want like a quick round of this, that, and then I'm added both as an option because everybody's like, it's too hard, both. Okay. So text me all day.
FaceTime once a night. Matching pajamas.
Look at you think about the picture. Slow kisses or forehead kisses?
Ooh, can I have both?
Gym bay or brunch bay?
Oh, I can do gym bay because I can do brunch with the girls.
Surprise me dates or just tell me the plan?
Surprise me dates. But you need to tell me how to dress for it.
Oh my God. Yes. Tell me the parameters. Okay.
Yes, because I'll
So
pop out in some heels and a dress and then we play putt.
I feel you. Let's see. Let's give one more flirty one. Then I'm gonna get to some grown and deep version. So flirt in public or cuddle in private?
Flirt in public.
I didn't think that you would say that. Hey, that's love. Okay, so someone who makes you laugh or someone who makes you
safe.
The spark you can't ignore or the peace you can count on?
The peace.
Someone who challenges your mind or matches your faith?
I need both.
Vulnerable early or reserved?
Reserved but intentional.
All right, last one. Feeling butterflies?
Finally feeling safe.
Figured
Safety is always going to be a number one.
Not both on that one?
I mean, I guess safety is first. So
It's like, let's start there though.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, well, listen, if I'm being honest, I wish that I could just snap my finger and just be like, here he is. But I think that this live one-on-one is going to give someone an opportunity to hear you, see you. You were very honest and very giving in how you shared about where you are in your journey, like how you've grown and what you're about and what you like and love. So I'm going to encourage anybody who's watching this who feels like they may know somebody for Shamai. Like definitely, I'm going to upload this to YouTube and clip this up to put on IG. But I'm also going to be looking at my pool of men and seeing if there's anyone that fits. And if there is someone, I'll either reach out to them first to see if they're like mutual attraction or send them your one-on-one or reach out to you first. And interested? You know what I'm saying? And I hope that you will be open.
If you send me somebody, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna be open.
You're not gonna say no. Whoever.
No, I'm not gonna say no.
Right. I love that. Thank you.
This your job. I'm gonna trust you.
I appreciate that. Cause man, you'd be surprised. It's my baby. Exactly. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you. This was nice. This was a safe space.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It felt easy.
It's like we've known each other.
Exactly. Well, we do now. You know, we locked in, twins. All right. Well, you have someone said I have a question. Go ahead. On my jock. You know him?
I don't know who this. Wait.
On my jock. He said I have a question. Go ahead, my boy.
Is he still on?
Why not just ask your question versus say like I have a question? But go ahead, bro. We're gonna give you like 30 seconds. Otherwise, you know what you can do? Send the question via DM, and I'll get the question to her. All right, Samaiyah. Like I said, it was a pleasure. I'll talk to you later. I'll probably hit you up tomorrow and let you know what came of this, if I heard anything through the grapevine, or what the next steps are for us. All right. Well, thank you. Hey, hold on. Great interview. You mentioned earlier on your skills around the kitchen. We're going to go, okay? Because ask the question, my boy. What's the question? All right, bye.